In this tutorial, we're going to use the polygon tool to create borders for South Africa. Once again, you can go up to Add, Polygon, or Control-Shift-G, or you can go over here to the toolbar and click on the Add Polygon tool. I'm going to click on the toolbar, and once again another dialog box appears, and this dialog box is for the polygon tool that we're going to add. I'm going to call this border of South Africa. And so with the dialog box open, as you can see there's crosshairs. It's always with the dialog box open you can make changes to any of the objects or create new objects. And I left the image overlay over so that I could see the borders, so that I could create the borders of South Africa here. So I'm going to left click and an arrow pops up. I'm going to hold down my left click button, and I'm going to trace along the outside of the border of South Africa, continually holding down the left clicker until I get all the way back. Now it's going to be a little bit off, but try to get as detailed as possible. It's not going to be perfect, but it'll work. It'll do the job. Okay, and then I come back and back to the point, and then I unclick, and as you can see, I have a outline of South Africa. Now I'm just going to say OK for a second, and what I'm going to do so we can see this better is I'm going to deselect the image overlay. So now you can see clearly the border that I just created, and it's filled in. Now we're going to go and we're going to change this a little bit because it's a little bit too dark. I'd like a little different color, and make it more transparent so that you can see through it. So we go, once again, we right click on Border of South Africa, Properties, and the dialog box appears. Go to Style and Color, and the border line, we'll just leave that the way it is, but the area, we're going to change the color by clicking on that color box there, and we're going to make it, let's make it a light yellow. Click OK. So it's a nice color. You can change, do you want it filled, do you want it outlined, or do you want it filled and outlined? We're going to have it filled. And then what we're going to do is we're going to change the opacity to, let's see, we could do 10. 11, let's see, that's the line. We're going to do the opacity of, move that back to 100, of the area. We're going to do 10. You can see the difference. So there's 10, and you can't really see. You can see totally clear through it. Let's try 50. Now you can see a little bit more clearly, but we want to make it a little bit darker than that. Let's try 70. 70 looks fairly good. You can still see through it, but you can still also see the borders clearly and the country of South Africa clearly. So we're going to go ahead and say OK, and that's finished. In our next tutorial, we're going to be looking at how to add a place mark and a label to show that this is the country of South Africa. So stay tuned.